Hello everybody, so today we are covering Jake Lloyd, his 2024 update. Man, has this man been through some crap. Seriously, it's bizarre, crazy, insane. So if you don't know who Jake Lloyd is, he's a child actor from the 90s. He most famously appeared in Jingle Bells All the Way and Star Wars The Phantom Menace, which he's adored for both of those movies, particularly in The Phantom Menace. He played young Anakin Skywalker, blonde guy, and all his fans adore him, and we all thought that he was just mad at Star Wars, but turns out he isn't. And so we have an article today that will explain to us, which his mother, Lisa Lloyd, sat down, had an interview. There's an article about it, you can go read it, about exactly what's been going on with Jake these last couple decades since he just disappeared from the public eye, and we've had no idea where he's been and what exactly was going on. Okay, so this story is gonna be crazy, so make sure to stay with me all the way to the end, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so I'm gonna summarize this first part of the article, where it's basically, and you can read it, pause the video if you need to, but it's saying it's been 25 years since The Phantom Menace released, and like all the actors from the cast been doing interviews, been doing press for it for the 25th anniversary, and Jake is nowhere to be found, but we have an update. So, and his birthday was just last week, so happy late birthday, Jake. Okay, let's get to the rest of the article. But let me put some 2 cents in. So, happy birthday, Jake. And man, it's been 25. I wasn't even born when this movie came out. And I'm very into nostalgia. That's crazy. But, really, I think like crazy that he beat out so many competitors for Anakin Skywalker. And yet, he still went on to just disappear from public eye after the premiere. So, yeah. You know, honestly, I do hope that he got to see the later films. But hey, hopefully he did. Maybe he did. I mean, he had stuff going on. Okay, let's get into the article again. So, an exclusive interview with Scripps News, Lisa Lloyd, Jake's mother, has provided some insight into the past 20 years. So, she shared that her son's turbulent struggle with mental illness, family tragedy, and the reason she's more hopeful today than she's been in years. So she just gave some in-depth. She also wanted to set the record straight about what her son really thinks about Star Wars. Lisa noted that her son is aware that she is speaking out to tell his story. Jake started having some trouble in high school, Lisa said, recalling the time she first noticed her son's personality change. He started talking about realities. He didn't know if he was in this reality or a different reality. I didn't really know exactly what to say to that. And so, like, this is, like, becoming really strange. And honestly, what must have been going through her head this time? Like, her son just said, "I think I'm in a different reality, Mom." Like, this is actually pretty crazy. So it's not the craziest thing that happens in the article. You can start to see, like, maybe Jake's not all that okay. So, yeah, it's like, honestly, how do you respond when your kid tells you, "I think I'm in a different reality"? Makes you really wonder. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so the article continues. One day after school, Lisa asked her son if he'd finished his homework. And he was like, "Well, I don't even know if I need to do it. I don't even know which reality I'm in," she said. And I'm like, "Well, you're in my reality today. so you have to do your homework. Lisa took Jake to a doctor who suggested he might have bipolar disorder. They tried different medications to treat his symptoms, but she says nothing worked. Jake graduated from high school in 2007 and was looking forward to attending classes that fall at Columbia College Chicago. His brief enrollment at the private art school didn't go great. He missed a lot of classes. And he was telling me that people were following him, Lisa said. And really, when you think this, like, he's kind of becoming paranoid, or like there are really people following him, and the paranoia is feeding on to people who are his fans, who are just following him, like, oh, it's Jake Lloyd. Let's get a picture with the guy. Like, seriously, it can be really dangerous to be a child actor, and if you become really famous, and then kids at your school is gonna start following you around, your kid's gonna have to hire private security probably. It's just insane and crazy. That's why maybe being a child actor isn't the best thing to do. But hey, you get money, but money doesn't buy happiness. The article continues. She could sense a downward spiral. Jake would sometimes mention seeing people with black eyes staring at him on the street and having late-night conversations with Daily Show host Jon Stewart through his TV. He didn't tell us he was hearing voices at the time, but he was. Lisa remembers. After a semester and a half, Jake left college in March 2008 to live with Lisa in Indiana. A series of appointments with therapists and psychiatrists eventually led to a diagnosis, paranoid schizophrenia. When they finally told him, it totally threw him off into an even worse depression, Lisa said. It was really hard. And yeah, you definitely gotta feel for Jake. He's just found out that he's severely mentally ill. He could even have more problems that he doesn't know about. And he's clearly depressed, so yeah, I really do think hopefully he would get the proper help he needs. Even present day, he probably needs still a little bit of help. The article continues. The American Psychiatric Association now uses the umbrella term schizophrenia to describe the disorder Jake was diagnosed with. It can include delusions, hallucinations, disorganized speech, and a lack of motivation that can impact virtually every aspect of a patient's life. Schizophrenia affects 1 in 300 people, or approximately 24 million worldwide, according to the World Health Organization. A neurological condition called anosoglia, I'm probably butchering that, complicated efforts to treat Jake. The condition causes a patient to be unaware of or unconsciously in denial about their symptoms. He didn't think he needed to take medication because he wasn't sick, Lisa said. He didn't think he needed to go to the therapist because there's nothing wrong with him. And yeah, like, you honestly want to believe that you're fine, that there's really nothing wrong with you, but sometimes it's hard to accept that maybe something is wrong with you. And so yeah, like, Jake must have been going through such a hard time having to come to terms with that he was schizophrenic and wasn't the same person he was before. Okay, so I'm gonna summarize this because it's a little bit long. So basically, his mom gets a call that Jake had led a multi-county police chase, and and that she was just trying to tell them that he was off of his meds, and he's just a little mentally ill, and he needs to be put on his meds, but they still wouldn't listen. And I'm gonna put his mugshot up, and so yeah, it's like really crazy. Like at the time that was 10 years ago, we had no idea what was going on. Like Twitter went crazy apparently, because I was researching this for the episode. Jake Lloyd literally set Twitter on fire because he was doing some stuff, but it really wasn't his fault because him being schizophrenic. Sorry, I mispronounced that. But him being that way, he really wasn't able to help it. It's just what he did. And yeah, and like, it was really like how with the Disney stars, how crazy they are. Like Disney stars now, Nickelodeon stars, like Disney stars from the early 2000s. We cannot believe like the type of crimes they do, heinous crimes. And it's really like showing how they're not the same people they were that we saw. And yeah, it's really crazy. But from now on, I'm just going to summarize the article pieces, and you can pause and read the article yourself. Okay, so continuing, I'm summarizing it. So Jake had to spend about 10 months in jail, and when he finally got out, Lisa was able to get him moving to California and get him on treatments in the hospital. And he struggled with balancing time to go to appointments, but he's finally done it at this point. And so this is about 2016. So yeah, this is just crazy. The fact that he had to spend jail time, like seriously, and oh my goodness, and pause to read it. Like, this is really an emotional roller coaster ride. Really, it's a guy that was super amazing. He was such a great actor, and it's like, how did he end up in jail? How did he have to do time at all? He seemed like he had such promise, and I don't know, but yeah, it's really crazy. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so to summarize this, Madison, Jake's sister, who is also apparently an extra doing apparently like doing the Naboo stuff, I guess, during the Phantom Menace. Now, she was always Jake's encouragement, and then unexpectedly, in 2018, she died at 26. He's 28, but he has schizophrenia, so it damaged his mental health. Like, what the heck? Like, at this point, he's had schizophrenia, he's done jail time, he has to go to a therapist, his sister dies, it was like his best friend, and his parents are divorced also, so just insane. Like, and it gets crazier. The fact that it gets at least somewhat more crazier. Oh my goodness, like, seriously. And like, you ask, how can it get more crazier? It gets crazier. Really, he acted in Hollywood movies, and his life became a Hollywood movie. Seriously, this is crazy. Okay, so basically, summarizing this, Jake basically stalled up traffic, and cops were called, and so because of his mental health issues, he wasn't taken to jail, but instead put in a rehabilitation program. Which, yeah, that's just sad. And apparently he's on the 10th month in present day right now. So this part of the article is about how he's on the road to recovery, and he's really doing stuff better. He's becoming apparently a little bit more sane, as his mom said. It's a little bit like having the older Jake back. And also, she took him to go see the Wonka movie, which maybe not the best movie, but it's nice to hear that he at least liked it and thought it was cool. And yeah, it's kind of like having a kid. Like, I guess like 35, but kind of like being a big kid. And it's great. I'm glad to hear that he liked the movie. I saw it myself. I thought it was fine. Yeah, it's good to know he's still going out into the world. Okay, so here his mother shares how her son really loves Star Wars, and particularly loves Star Wars Ahsoka, and how she got him an Ahsoka toy. It's kind of fun. He played Anakin, and Ahsoka's Anakin's apprentice, which actually means that he's actually seen the scenes of the War Between Worlds and Ahsoka and Anakin teaching together, and young Ahsoka, the Anakin he laid the groundwork for, and maybe he saw some of himself in Ahsoka. Yeah, I think that's really nice. It's really nice that it's kind of like it's come full circle. He played Anakin, and then Hayden played Anakin, like the adult version of him, of his character. And then Anakin trained Ahsoka, and now the original actor for Anakin is now a fan of Ahsoka. It's really like a full circle moment. Now she like talks about how it was inevitable, like Jake did not walk away from Star Wars because of the public's perception of Star Wars at the time or anything like that, and he had no idea about it. I couldn't decide whether I was going to say idea or clue. I'll leave that in for the edit. Because, yeah, just want you guys to know that. That's why I sound so mama jumbo. Okay. But, yeah, and she kept him offline, and that was a really great mom. Like, do not let your kids have free reign over the internet. That's not what's going to be best for them. Maybe if you keep them off the internet for the first half of their life, and they show some maturity into their teen years. If they show some maturity into their teen years, not sure if I might got that, but if they show some maturity, yeah, like you can maybe allow them to operate a social media account. So yeah, she's a really good mom. Yep. Now this is just more of her saying, oh, it was Jake's choice to walk away from Star Wars, and plus it's more of what happened in our family. Divorce was happening, separation. Now this actually raises the question, did like the money that Jake made, because I'm pretty sure he made at least some amount of money from Star Wars and Jingle Bells All the Way, in case like, would his dad have gotten some of the salary? Because he's technically a child actor, so wouldn't his parents have also partially gotten paid for his work? And so maybe his dad got a fortune, maybe he didn't. Like, that's just a curious question. Like, it's none of our business, but it's actually a very curious question. And now that article finally concludes with, like, maybe Jake will be mentally fit enough, because he's always improving. Maybe he'll be mentally fit enough to be able to go out to the world, do conventions, maybe even join a new Star Wars project, which, if he's able to, yeah, sure, let him join a new Star Wars project. Everyone would love that. That would be such a good thing. Everyone would love him, yes. But I don't know the chances of that ever happening. Like, hopefully it would. But even like, he could make a social media account. He has millions of fans. I'm sure he would get millions of followers, millions of subscribers on YouTube if he chose that route. I do think that him coming into the public eye, even if it's not in Hollywood, or even if it's some other company, or just him having a social media account, then yeah, I do think that would be nice, and it would certainly maybe make him have a way of him having a job. So hopefully it doesn't. If you want to take a more from the story, it's no matter what you're going through, things will, hopefully, if you do the right thing, work out for the best, no matter what. So yeah, star reviews, star review, signing off. And yeah, and this was a very heartfelt story, so I really loved it. I really loved covering it. And maybe next year we'll be able to do an update. If there are any updates of Jake Lloyd, I will update y'all. So yay, let's go.